I think you're always making adjustments. For the most part, it was a really close hockey game. It was an emotional game. It was physical, had all the makings of a great hockey game. We just, had about 12 seconds there where we let the foot off the gas a little bit and couldn't get to our game after that. So, go ahead.
The play at the end, their go-ahead goal, where Carrier kind of was in between there, is that kind of where you wanted to be in that position, or was that just a great play by them? What happened?
I think there's lots that happened in that little sequence. I think it was just kind of, car got spun around a little bit, and we had a couple pucks go through us, and it ended up in the back of the net. And it was going to be that kind of game. It was a tight hockey game. Things could have went the other way. In saying all that, we could be a little sharper. I think a little bit of the rust of not playing for a week seemed to, take us a while to get going a little bit throughout the whole game. We weren't as connected as we usually were. But credit to them. They played extremely hard.
The Canucks seemed to think they felt like they kind of turned the game their way about halfway through the game. Was that something you like for you too?
I actually felt it the other way. So I guess, that happens. I thought we were, if we could have got one on the power play, it would have changed a lot of different things. I thought the second period we were getting to our game, besides maybe a couple shifts in our own zone that, we'd like to have back. And then the third, for the first 8 minutes, I thought, we were in a pretty good spot. Kind of had them on the ropes a little bit and give them credit. And again, they showed some resilience and they got some big goals.
The game of moments then? Just with those two?
It always is, isn't it? I think it's understanding momentum swings, and it's going to happen 100 times a game. And it's when you don't have it, you got to get it back right away. When you have it, you got to work that extra hard to keep it.
You mentioned last night that you liked a lot of things about the way your team played. It sounds like after reviewing it, you still feel that same way. Are you confident that just with those little tweaks, those little adjustments, you guys come up close to that same effort, you'll have a better result tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think we have another level to go to. I thought, like I said a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit rusty, maybe weren't quite as connected as we normally are. We didn't have the puck as much. But again, in saying all that, they pressured us pretty hard. We got to do a little better job, a little bit more urgency going back for pucks, and a little more urgency getting on a puck.
You mentioned the power play. Did they make an adjustment on their penalty kill that kind of changed it for you? Or?
No, I don't think so. It's kind of what we saw. I thought we did some good things and some things that maybe we didn't have the urgency or the pace that we should have in those situations, especially, the two at the end of the second period there where you get one and it changes the whole complexity of the game. Had an opportunity in the third. And we've been doing a really good job of that of late, of taking advantage of those situations and understanding that they're big points of the game. Usually that's when our power play is at our best. So it is what it is. We got one, and we'll work on it and hopefully be a little better tomorrow.
Just curious, what's the thinking about keeping the guys off the ice today and doing it here rather than going to the rink, getting skates on?
Well, I think we've been here for 3 days. We had a couple good hard practices, and it was a hard game last night. And I think it's just more the mental, a little bit of mental break for them, and going into the Rogers Place every day gets a little heavy. So get some sunshine. It's a beautiful day in Vancouver. Recharge the batteries, and we'll morning skate tomorrow morning. And we've kind of been on that routine a lot of the year, and it's worked out pretty good.
Any thought that the guys that didn't play, like Fabro or Cody Glass, we could see them in the game too?
Yeah, possibly.
Still haven't made a decision on that?
No, not yet. No.
You mentioned the guys having to have an etch-a-sketch memory last night. It was a great line. When you met with the guys today, did you feel, especially with the veterans you have, the guys have put everything past them and they're already focused on game two?
Yeah, it's kind of funny with etch-a-sketch. I don't think they understood what I was saying either. I'm kind of dating myself. But yeah, I think, in Ted Lasso, it's goldfish, right? So, I think we've done a really good job of moving straight ahead, and credit to the veteran leadership in our group. I think they've been through so many of these different things and so many experience over all those years that, yeah, it's etch-a-sketch, it's straight ahead, and get back to us here.
JT Miller's a guy that plays so much emotion. Is there something you guys might want to try to push differently on him tomorrow night?
I think he's an emotional leader for sure. I thought he played really hard. I think we just do what we do. I don't know. I think we're a frustrating team to play against when we get our game going, and just get our game going tomorrow.
Similar terms, Quinn Hughes. I mean, he wants the puck.
Yeah.
Is it just management?
Well, we can have the puck a lot more, and that's one thing I didn't think. And again, credit to them. I thought they did a really good job, but we were maybe a little disconnected with the puck. So when we have the puck more, that might frustrate them even more.
Yeah, there's a couple adjustments we can make. Obviously, it was a tight game. I think, again, both teams did probably enough good things to win the game, and they came out with a win on this time. So just regroup here and get ready for tomorrow.
Outside of that 12-second span in the third period, how do you feel about the play of your team?
Pretty good. I mean, we did lots of good things out there, and there's still, but I still think we have another level in us probably, and hopefully we can get to that tomorrow.
Is it really that simple? Just the moments, there's a couple moments that went their way, and you guys maybe just need to find a way to get those away next time?
I mean, margins are pretty small in the playoffs, and if you ask, I think both teams thought it was probably fairly evenly played games. So, again, we'll regroup and get ready for tomorrow.
The fact that the margins are so small and you feel pretty good about your game, you've been through this where you lose a game, you feel like you got to change everything. Is this one of those times where just if you come out and do almost the same thing, you'll have a better result?
I mean, obviously, I think there's still areas that we feel as a team that we can sharpen up a little bit, and we've just went over those things and talked about it a little bit, but yeah, I mean, again, it's small things here and there, but overall, I think we probably get a little better in us, and hopefully, again, we can get to that level tomorrow.
Was one of the areas the power play? It seemed like you guys were moving around really good. The first one, you get the goal. And then after that, maybe they made an adjustment. What did you see in their penalty kill that maybe you guys can tweak up on your power play, make it a little bit more effective?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously that would have been nice to get another one there on the 2 or 3 opportunities we got after that, and stuff like that. Maybe that changes the game too, and getting up 3-1. So we'll talk about it. There's some things that we can probably do a little bit better there, and sharpen up for next week.
Did you notice anything different on their penalty kill?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, there's nothing I'd like to discuss with you guys, I guess.
The crowd noise, the atmosphere, did that play a factor in the game, you think, at all?
Sorry, what's that?
Just the crowd noise, the atmosphere.
I mean, that's playoffs. It's in every building. It was great atmosphere, and it's going to be like that all throughout the playoffs. That's what you get. So that's just part of it.
Is there a trick to channeling when you're in the away building? Is there a trick to channeling that energy and using it to your advantage?
I mean, it's something you just got to get used to, I guess, and those are the things that you kind of learn as you go and throughout, and when you get a couple games under you. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be like that all playoffs.
A handful of guys on the roster making their first postseason appearances last night. Do you think they did a good job of just kind of getting past those emotions and just locking in?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that's a lot of emotions running through your body when first game, in the playoffs and in an atmosphere like that. So I thought all our guys handled ourselves very, very well and stayed composed and disciplined, and yeah.